9 attractive men's habits women secretly love. Use them daily. Stoicism, modern Stoic. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. David Scott. Have you ever wondered what truly grabs a woman's attention? It's not always about looks or financial status. In fact, studies suggest that the most lasting impressions are made by subtle, everyday habits that signal confidence, emotional intelligence, and genuine presence. For example, research from the University of Texas highlights that people are naturally drawn to those who exhibit consistent self-control and mindfulness. This is because these traits show a high level of emotional intelligence, which is incredibly attractive to women. It's not about grand gestures, but rather the small, intentional actions that display your true character. In this guide, we'll uncover 9 habits that women secretly find irresistibly attractive. These are the little things that make her smile, lean in, or think about you later. They may seem insignificant, but they speak volumes about your inner confidence and emotional presence. And the best part, most men have no idea just how powerful these habits can be. So stick with me, because these simple yet impactful habits could completely change how women perceive you, and all without you even trying. Number 1. Adjusting your watch or bracelet during a pause. Men, listen up. There's a subtle yet incredibly powerful habit you need to adopt. Adjusting your watch or bracelet during a pause may seem trivial to some, but this small gesture speaks volumes about you. Far too often, men overlook the importance of such minor actions, thinking that fidgeting with a watch or bracelet out of nervousness or habit doesn't make a difference. Let me tell you, it does. In fact, when you adjust your watch or bracelet calmly and deliberately, with intention, it transforms a simple moment into an undeniable display of confidence and control. There's no frantic or careless movement, only smooth, purposeful action. Women notice this. They see the difference between someone who is simply standing there, restless and unaware, and someone who is composed and self-assured. The appeal here isn't the watch or bracelet itself. It's the calm confidence you exude. This is the power of self-awareness. You're in control, you're present, and you're making sure every move you make is intentional. As Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That's the essence of this habit, mastering yourself even in the smallest of actions. This simple adjustment draws attention to your wrists and hands, areas of your body tied to strength and capability. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. You're not showing off, you're not trying too hard, but you're still making an impression. Women find this level of awareness attractive because it reflects a man who understands the importance of taking care of himself and his appearance, but without obsessing over it. It's a fine line between confidence and vanity, and this action shows you walk that line with ease. It speaks to an underlying sense of class and refinement that many men overlook in their daily habits. It's not just about looking good, it's about the energy you project, an energy that says, "I'm in control, I'm here, and I know exactly what I'm doing." This is the kind of presence that sticks with someone long after the moment passes. You don't need to shout for attention to be noticed. This quiet, confident display says more than any words ever could. In the context of Stoicism, the modern Stoic mindset emphasizes the importance of self-control and presence in every situation. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius reminds us. This gesture, adjusting your watch or bracelet with poise, is a reflection of that mindset. It is a small but impactful way of demonstrating control over your thoughts and actions, of living in the moment, and of making deliberate decisions about how you present yourself. This kind of mindset, honed by Stoic principles, makes men not just attractive, but formidable. Women are drawn to men who exude self-control, who have mastered their own behaviors, and who understand that sometimes less is more. The ability to move with purpose and intention is what sets apart the confident man from the rest. The next time you find yourself in a moment of stillness, Don't just stand there aimlessly. Take a moment, adjust your watch or bracelet, and do so with confidence. Show the world that you are present, composed, and aware. Women love this because it signals maturity, self-assurance, and a refined sense of style. Not to mention, it's a small but powerful way to demonstrate your understanding of yourself and the world around you. It's a masculine trait that transcends words and speaks louder than actions, leaving a lasting impression. So, men, take this advice seriously. Start making these subtle adjustments in your daily life. Master yourself in the small moments, and you will find that the world begins to notice. Let your confidence and composure shine through in everything you do. Take control of your presence. That's the true power. Share your thoughts on this habit in the comments below. Do you already use this technique, or is it something you're considering trying? Let's talk about how we can all level up our presence and energy. Number 2, being patient when waiting for a response. Being patient while waiting for a response isn't just a virtue, it's a powerful skill that shows emotional control, maturity, and self-assurance. Many men today overlook the importance of patience, especially in a world where everything moves at lightning speed. Women secretly admire a man who can wait calmly for a reply without overthinking or becoming anxious. Patience proves that you don't need validation right away to feel good about yourself, exuding confidence and emotional stability. In the modern world, where everything demands immediate attention, patience is a rare trait. The Stoic man understands that while you can control your reactions, you can't control others' actions. By practicing patience, you embody Stoic wisdom, showing that you value your peace over instant gratification. This mindset allows you to navigate life's pressures with composure, both in relationships and personal life. However, patience doesn't mean sitting idly. While waiting, keep focusing on your goals, stay productive, and live your life. Don't allow waiting to control you. A man who is constantly waiting isn't truly living. He is simply paused. Women are drawn to men who are emotionally stable, someone who can maintain his composure without feeling desperate for immediate responses. Patience shows that you respect others' space and timing, creating a healthy dynamic based on mutual respect. Ultimately, waiting patiently demonstrates emotional intelligence and self-respect. It shows you are comfortable with yourself, not reliant on immediate approval from others. So use this time wisely, focus on growing, understanding yourself, and becoming a better version of yourself. Don't rush. Your calm, composed nature will speak volumes about your character. Number 3, fixing your posture mid-conversation. Fixing your posture mid-conversation is one of the simplest yet most powerful habits a man can adopt to transform how he's perceived by others, especially women. It's remarkable how many men fail to recognize the silent message their posture conveys. Slouching, hunching forward, or fidgeting all scream uncertainty, nervousness, or a lack of interest, which is quickly picked up by those around you. Think of your body as a nonverbal communication tool. Even when you're not saying anything, your posture is shouting something to the world. When you notice yourself slipping into bad posture during a conversation, make a conscious effort to correct it. Straighten your back, roll your shoulders back ever so slightly, and plant your feet firmly on the ground. These small, subtle shifts in your body language will instantly change the energy you project. This is not about becoming stiff or overly formal. It's about grounding yourself in the moment and showing confidence without saying a word. Women find this incredibly attractive because it reflects strength, calm, and self-respect. A man who takes the time to adjust his posture, even in the smallest ways, is communicating that he values himself and understands his worth. This physical confidence radiates from him, making the woman feel more secure and drawn to him. You must understand that posture isn't just about how you appear to others, it's about how your presence makes them feel. Imagine this. When you stand or sit up straight, you instantly become a more commanding figure, not just in appearance, but in the way you make her feel. She feels safe, respected, and emotionally secure in your company. It's this feeling that strengthens the bond between two people, creating attraction, without words. So next time you're engaged in conversation, remember that small adjustments in your posture have a huge impact. It's the kind of subtle change that can take your confidence and presence to the next level. Don't underestimate the power of a simple gesture. Change your posture. Change the way you're seen. Take control of how you're perceived and watch how it influences your interactions with the world. Number 4. Listening with your whole body, not just your ears. Listening with your entire being is one of the most potent yet overlooked habits you can cultivate. Far too many men mistakenly believe that simply remaining quiet while a woman talks is enough, but that's a superficial approach that misses the mark entirely. It's not just about your ears, it's about every fibre of your being showing that you're engaged. Just nodding occasionally, while distractedly glancing at your phone or wandering your gaze around the room, you're not fooling her. In fact, you're sending the message that you're not truly present, that her words don't matter. Remember this. Actions speak louder than words. Your body language is constantly speaking, even when you're silent. So what should you do instead? Engage with your whole body. Stand firm, face her directly, lean in slightly, and hold steady eye contact. Your subtle expressions, the rhythm of your breathing, the pauses between words, all of this signals to her that you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly absorbing and considering what she's saying. It tells her you're present, that you value her thoughts and feelings. Imagine it like this. When you listen in this way, you aren't just hearing words, you're soaking them in. She feels it. Women crave genuine, focused attention, and this level of engagement feels rare, so much so that it carries an unmatched weight of respect. The highest form of wisdom is kindness, says the philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and showing someone that you truly hear them in a way that transcends mere listening is a profound act of respect. This attention becomes a magnet. It builds trust fast, trust that's not just intellectual but deeply emotional. And trust, as you know, is the foundation of attraction. When she feels seen and understood in this way, she starts to lean closer to you, not just physically but emotionally too. It's like pulling back the curtain to reveal a deeper connection, a bond that's rare in today's fast-paced, distracted world. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, remember, don't just listen. Listen with intention. Listen with your whole body. She'll know. She'll feel it. And the rewards? They will follow. Number 5. Lowering your voice slightly during key moments. Lowering your voice slightly during key moments isn't just a small tactic. It's a powerful signal that you're about to say something worth hearing. Too many men make the mistake of either trying to sound deeper all the time, thinking it'll make them more authoritative, or they speak in a flat, emotionless tone, leaving their words hanging without impact. Both are mistakes. The key isn't in sounding constantly serious or deep, but in knowing when to shift. Speaking in a forced, monotone voice makes you sound robotic, and leaning too hard into a deep tone risks sounding artificial, disconnected. But lowering your voice just slightly at critical moments, those moments where something personal or intimate is shared, creates an undeniable magnetic effect. It feels authentic, real, and pulls her in without you needing to exert force. It's not about trying to sound mysterious or forceful, but about making her feel that what you're saying matters, that it's something meant only for her ears. It's the change, the sudden quiet intensity that commands attention. She'll sense it, and when it's done right, she'll feel like the entire world fades away for just a second, leaving her in a private moment with you. You don't need to shout to be heard. You need to speak with purpose. Lowering your voice at the right moments signals calm confidence, emotional depth, and an understanding of the moment, and that's powerfully attractive. Remember, it's not just the words you speak, it's the feeling you convey behind them. Think of this as an unspoken form of communication that speaks volumes. As Aristotle once said, "The energy of the mind is the essence of life." When you communicate with intention, When your words are carefully placed and your tone shifts in those crucial moments, you awaken something deeper, emotion and connection. You don't need to be loud, just present. You don't need to force intensity, just allow it to flow naturally through the rhythm of your voice. It's in those moments, when you speak to her like she's the only one in the room, that you create a bond, a subtle yet powerful one that builds attraction. It's the quiet strength, the calm focus, the subtle power that speaks volumes. In today's world, where constant noise and distractions rule, knowing how to use your voice with purpose is a rare skill, and one that women find irresistibly attractive. It's not about trying to be someone else. It's about being emotionally intelligent, recognizing the moments when a slight change in tone speaks more than any words can. So the next time you speak, remember, don't overdo it. Don't force it. Just lower your voice slightly during those moments that matter and watch how the world, especially the woman you're speaking to, responds. She'll feel it, and when she does, you'll know you've nailed it. Try it for yourself and feel the shift in how she responds, because confidence isn't about being loud. It's about knowing when to speak and how to make your words count. Number 6, rolling up sleeves mid-conversation subtly. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation, not rushing, not anxious, just relaxed, confident, in control. Now, at some point in that exchange, you casually roll up your sleeves, not before the conversation even starts, and certainly not in a forced, dramatic way, like you're desperately trying to flex. No, this isn't about seeking attention or impressing anyone. It's a subtle, effortless action that feels completely natural, almost as though you're simply adjusting yourself to be more comfortable in the moment. That's the power of rolling up your sleeves mid-conversation. It's not about the movement itself, it's about the vibe you send out. You exude masculinity without flexing, confidence without arrogance, strength without aggression. This subtle action communicates control, a relaxed dominance, an ease that draws women in. It taps into a quiet strength that speaks volumes without saying a word. Think about it. A man who rolls up his sleeves mid-conversation isn't just doing it because it's practical. It's a moment of calm, of showing he is in control of his own space. And here's why it works so well. It showcases the perfect balance of masculinity and ease. It's the same reason why an effortless, confident smile speaks more than a forced laugh. It's genuine. And when a woman sees this, she perceives you as someone who doesn't need to announce his power. It's subtle but impactful. This small, almost unconscious gesture tells her you're capable, competent, and composed, qualities that are far more attractive than you might realize. This is not about the flashy moves, the grand gestures, the over-the-top displays. Those may grab attention, but they lack the depth and staying power of real attraction. It's the little things that linger, the casual roll of the sleeves, the way your body shifts, the quiet confidence with which you move. It's about becoming someone who is present, who doesn't need to prove anything. And let me tell you, that is magnetic. Women crave a man who knows how to remain grounded and relaxed in any situation. When you exhibit this, you don't just catch her eye, you earn her respect. Now, I'm not just saying this for the sake of adding another piece of advice to your list. I'm telling you this because it taps into something deeper. It speaks to the core of what it means to be a man of substance in the modern world. Just look at the words of the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. That's the essence of rolling up your sleeves mid-conversation. It's not about the external appearance, but the internal mastery. It's about being a man who controls his thoughts, his actions, and yes, even his body language. When you act with purpose, without needing to shout for attention, that's where the power lies. Now, ask yourself, are you really in control of your presence, or are you merely reacting to the world around you? If you want to start commanding respect and drawing women in, you need to be intentional in every movement, every gesture. The act of rolling up your sleeves mid-conversation may seem trivial, but it's a powerful tool when executed with confidence and ease. It's about being calm under pressure, grounded in your masculinity, and owning your space without uttering a single word. In a world full of noise and chaos, this simple act of quiet confidence speaks volumes. So, take this advice seriously. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, roll up your sleeves not to impress, but to remind yourself that you're in control. And watch how much more powerful your presence becomes. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Are you ready? Number 7. Owning silence instead of filling it. In today's fast-paced world, many men make the mistake of fearing silence, treating it as an awkward void that demands to be filled. Too often, they try to overcome this perceived discomfort with jokes, nervous chatter, or unnecessary explanations, not realizing that this habit only diminishes their presence. Instead of showcasing charisma, constant talking signals insecurity. It's a common misconception that speaking non-stop is what makes a man interesting or confident, but in reality, it does the opposite. A man who is comfortable with silence stands out. He doesn't feel the need to fill every moment with noise. This ability to own silence, to embrace the pause, is an art that not only exudes quiet confidence, but also demonstrates a deep sense of self-assurance. So, what should you do instead? Own the silence. When the conversation slows down, don't rush to fill the gap with meaningless chatter. Hold eye contact, stay relaxed, and let the moment breathe. By doing so, you'll signal that you're comfortable in your own skin, and that you don't need to rely on words to validate your worth. Women find this subtle habit incredibly attractive because it shows that you're a man who is present, intentional, and secure. When you're not desperate to speak, you're actually demonstrating a deeper sense of confidence that doesn't need constant verbal validation. When you choose your words carefully, what you do say becomes far more meaningful. This is a powerful tool in any interaction, as it gives your words weight, makes you more intriguing, and draws people in. So, men, stop fearing silence. It's in these quiet moments that your true confidence can shine. Instead of fighting it, welcome it. This isn't just a habit for specific situations. It's a lifestyle choice. Whether you're at a social gathering, in a business meeting, or on a date, remember that sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is the one you don't speak. In a world that values constant noise and distraction, being able to sit back and let silence speak volumes about your inner strength and character is a skill that many will envy. Embrace this, and you'll see how much more magnetic and compelling you become to those around you. Number 8. Maintaining eye contact just a bit longer than usual. Maintaining eye contact a little longer than usual, that's the subtle yet powerful tool that many men overlook, and yet women secretly love it. You see, it isn't just about looking someone in the eye, it's about holding that gaze. It says, I'm here, I'm present, I'm in control. It's the first step in displaying unshakable confidence. Think about the last time you felt truly heard, not just spoken to, but understood. What did you notice about that person? They probably maintained eye contact. In that moment, you felt their full attention, and that felt like power, didn't it? You weren't just another face in the crowd. You mattered. This is exactly what women crave, a man who's fully in the moment with them, showing that he's not distracted by the outside world. In today's fast-paced, tech-obsessed world, many men forget the power of eye contact. With screens, notifications, and distractions all around us, we are more disconnected than ever before. But this simple act can separate the weak from the strong. Remember what Marcus Aurelius, a modern Stoic, said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This isn't just a lesson in morality. It's a call to focus on your own self-control and clarity. Holding eye contact a second longer than usual is a deliberate choice. It shows you are unaffected by external distractions, you're not in a rush, and you're confident in who you are. It's a silent yet profound statement of strength and authority. Don't be mistaken. This is not about staring someone down or making them uncomfortable. No, This is about subtlety and grace. It's about commanding presence without saying a word. It's about letting her know that when you're with her, she has your undivided attention. Women love this. They admire it. It's the mark of a man who knows himself and is confident in his skin. It's a simple habit that speaks volumes, yet so few men make it a part of their daily life. In fact, the failure to maintain eye contact can send the wrong message, a message of insecurity or disinterest. Have you ever been in a conversation where the other person was too busy looking around, checking their phone, or gazing at anything but you? How did it feel? It probably left you feeling unimportant, like an afterthought. Avoid that. Women know when you're distracted. They can feel it. But when you maintain that steady gaze just a little longer than usual, you create an unspoken bond, a deeper connection. She feels seen. She feels valued. She feels heard. And in turn, you project power. And power is attractive. Let's not sugarcoat this. Women are drawn to men who exude power, and eye contact is one of the easiest ways to show that you possess it. This isn't about arrogance. It's about the calm confidence that comes with knowing who you are and not needing validation from others. It's the wisdom of Stoicism in action. Focus, control, and presence. It's living fully in the moment and showing that you're not distracted by the small things. Eye contact is your key to unlocking this power. It's an action that demands respect. It says, I'm not afraid. I'm in control. Now think about how this relates to your everyday life. Every interaction you have, whether it's at work, with your friends, or on a date, can be elevated with just one simple change, a more deliberate, steady gaze. But don't just do this for her, do it for yourself. Stand taller, walk with purpose, and look people in the eyes. The more you practice this, the more you'll realize how easy it is to become the man that everyone respects, the one who doesn't need to speak loudly to be heard. It's the mark of a true leader. Don't let distractions rule your life. Don't let your attention be stolen by 1,000 insignificant things. You need to learn to focus. You need to learn to dominate your environment, and it all starts with your presence. The power of eye contact is yours, for the taking. Don't miss out on this small habit that can change the way people perceive you, and more importantly, the way you perceive yourself. Take control. Own the moment. Become the man women secretly love, confident, composed, and always present. Now take a moment. The next time you walk into a room, lock eyes with someone, hold that gaze just a little longer. Feel the power. See how they react. Feel the shift in the energy around you. You'll know you're doing it right. You're not just making eye contact, you're making a statement, and women will notice. They always do. Number 9. Pausing before answering any question. Many men make the mistake of rushing to answer questions, believing that quick, witty responses are a sign of intelligence and confidence. The truth, however, is that this impulse often works against you. In a world where everyone is quick to speak, hesitation is the trait that commands attention. Too many men fear that a pause before responding will make them seem unsure or awkward, so they rush to fill the silence, blurting out half-formed thoughts, jokes, or, worse still, over-explaining themselves in a desperate attempt to keep the conversation flowing. What they don't realize is that silence, when used effectively, is an incredibly powerful tool. Pausing before you speak conveys an unmistakable sense of control. It signals that you are not scrambling for approval or rushing to impress. Rather than worrying about being judged for being quiet, understand that your words hold far more weight when they are deliberate and thoughtfully considered. When you take that extra moment to think, you demonstrate an admirable level of self-assurance, and that is far more appealing than a hasty, scattergun response. So, what should you do instead? Simple. Let the silence breathe. It's not about stalling for the sake of it, but about taking a brief moment to process the question fully before responding. Whether the inquiry is deep or light-hearted, give yourself that extra beat to gather your thoughts. Make sure your response is measured and intentional, not just a reflex. The silence you leave between the question and your answer is not an awkward void. It's a powerful space where you assert your presence, Look the person in the eye, and in that pause, show them that you are present and engaged, not scrambling to fill air with meaningless chatter. When you take that time, it signals a man who doesn't feel the need to perform, a man who isn't concerned with impressing others. He knows his value, and he allows his words to come from a place of thoughtfulness, not insecurity. This approach isn't about faking depth or pretending to be something you're not. It's about understanding that a well-measured response carries far more authority than an impulsive one. Women, in particular, are drawn to this trait. They instinctively trust a man who takes his time with his words, as it indicates that he's not seeking approval, but simply being authentic. In a world of knee-jerk reactions and superficial exchanges, a man who pauses to reflect before responding stands out as a rare figure of maturity and self-control. And here's the thing. This isn't just about impressing women. It's about building trust. When you pause before speaking, it tells her that you are truly listening to what she has said. It shows that you aren't simply waiting for your turn to talk, but are actively processing her words and considering your response with care. Imagine the power of that moment. While everyone else is caught up in the rush to be the loudest or most immediate, you take a step back, listen, and respond thoughtfully. That pause speaks volumes about your confidence and your respect for the conversation. It's not about holding back because you have nothing to say. It's about knowing that what you say next will be far more meaningful because it's been carefully considered. In modern life, where the pressure to speak quickly and assertively is constant, the man who can slow down, who can master the art of the pause, instantly becomes more intriguing. The right woman won't find this hesitation a sign of indecision. Instead, she will find it captivating. It's a signal that you don't just speak to hear yourself talk, you speak with purpose. You've refined the ability to pause, to listen, and to think. And in a world that values speed over substance, this skill is rarer than most realize. So stop treating every conversation like a race. Slow down. Take your time. By doing so, you communicate far more than you might think. Strength, confidence, and respect for yourself and the other person. The right woman will notice this restraint and will be intrigued by the calm authority you exude. And that quiet power will speak volumes long after the conversation ends. To sum up, these habits aren't just actions on the surface. They reflect your maturity, confidence, and ability to control yourself. Make them part of your daily life, and you'll realize that not only will women appreciate them, but life itself becomes easier when you live by the principles of Stoicism. We can't control everything around us, but we can control how we react and how we live. When you demonstrate patience, calm, and confidence, you not only become the man women admire, but also the man you want to be. Remember, attraction isn't just about looks. It's about how you face the world. First 7 things women notice about men and find attractive. Stoicism, modern stoic. The way you carry yourself speaks louder than words. Zrenia Ralph Waldo Emerson. Attraction goes far beyond just physical appearance. When women meet a man for the first time, they tend to notice far more than you might think. It's not only about the obvious things, it's about the energy you bring into the room, the way you carry yourself, and the small yet impactful details, like your smile or how you communicate with your eyes. These subtle traits can leave a lasting impression that makes you stand out in ways you might not even realize. Women are highly attuned to the underlying confidence, presence, and authenticity that a man exudes. It's not about trying too hard or being someone you're not. Rather, it's about cultivating an inner strength and self-assurance that radiates in your actions and behavior. In this video, we'll dive into the first things women notice about men and explore what makes a man truly attractive on a deeper level. Stay tuned until the end to discover key aspects of yourself that you can develop and refine to create a strong and lasting impression. From your body language to the quiet confidence you project, we'll cover it all and help you elevate your presence. So let's explore how you can make a memorable impact from the very first encounter. Conclusion. Thanks for watching. If you want to stand out and attract attention, keep in mind that women often notice the subtle details first. It's not just about how you look, it's about how you carry yourself, your confidence, and the energy you project. Whether it's your body language, your calm demeanor, or the way you engage in conversation, these things make a huge impact. So focus on being authentic, staying grounded, and projecting confidence in everything you do. Don't overthink it, just be yourself. Women are drawn to men who know who they are and are comfortable in their own skin. So stay true to who you are, and the right people will take notice. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. 1. Eyes. Eyes are undoubtedly one of the first things women notice about men, and it's not just because of their physical appearance. Eyes have the remarkable ability to convey so much about a person. Think about it. Have you ever had an encounter where someone's eyes spoke volumes without a single word being exchanged? There's a reason why eyes are often referred to as the windows to the soul. They reveal more about your emotions, intentions, and personality than you may realize. It's not just about whether your eyes are blue, brown, or green, but how they move and how they express what you're feeling. A steady gaze, for instance, can communicate confidence, curiosity, or even a subtle sense of mystery, all of which are qualities that many find incredibly appealing. When you maintain eye contact during a conversation, you're showing that you're engaged, present, and invested in the moment. It's the kind of connection that says, "I'm here, and I value what you have to say." This kind of attention goes a long way in making a strong, positive impression, one that attracts and captivates. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can send the wrong message. It may make you seem distracted, unsure of yourself, or even disinterested in the person you're speaking with. Women are incredibly attuned to these subtleties, and if you're constantly looking away or avoiding her gaze, it could leave her feeling like you're not really engaged in the interaction. In the world of attraction, this lack of eye contact can be a red flag. But it's not just about direct eye contact. It's about how your eyes move and express emotion. Eyes that seem distant or constantly darting around may suggest a lack of focus or emotional unavailability. Conversely, eyes that show warmth and genuine interest can create a sense of connection and intimacy. It's this emotional transparency that women often find compelling. There's power in the way eyes can communicate vulnerability, confidence, and connection without uttering a single word. Think about how you feel when someone looks at you with a soft, steady gaze. It makes you feel seen, valued, and understood. Women feel the same way when a man's eyes hold their attention in a warm and engaged manner. The act of holding eye contact shows that you're not afraid to connect on a deeper level, that you have nothing to hide, and you're fully present in the moment. This is particularly important when forming any kind of relationship. You mustn't underestimate the power of the unspoken language that eyes convey. It goes beyond just physical attraction. It's about showing that you are emotionally available and interested in the person in front of you. As Marcus Aurelius once wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In the same way you think and feel, and how you express that through your eyes, can directly impact the quality of your connections with others. So, next time you're talking to someone, especially if you're trying to make a positive impression, don't forget about the power of your eyes. Maintain a steady, relaxed gaze, and make sure that your eyes are communicating the right things: confidence, warmth, and genuine interest. Avoiding eye contact can be a silent barrier to a strong connection. Remember that in the world of attraction and relationships, it's not only what you say that matters, it's how you say it, and how your eyes communicate everything you're feeling inside. Eyes can tell a story the words alone cannot, so make sure that your eyes are telling the right one. Do you believe that your eyes help you connect with others, or do you find that you're sometimes unsure of what message your gaze sends? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's talk about how eyes play a crucial role in attraction. If you found this insight valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on attraction, stoicism, and modern masculinity. Comment to remember, your eyes speak louder than words.
2. Chivalry. Chivalry, often regarded as an antiquated notion, remains an incredibly powerful trait, one that commands respect, admiration, and yes, attraction. In a world where we are constantly moving at a rapid pace, distracted by technology and our busy lives, it is these timeless acts of thoughtfulness that can truly set you apart. Don't be mistaken. Chivalry doesn't mean grandiose gestures or over-the-top displays. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not, or trying to meet a certain ideal. It's about authenticity, about showing respect through action. These small but meaningful acts, like holding the door open, offering your jacket when she feels cold, or letting her go first in a line, may seem insignificant in the moment, but they carry a deeper message. They reveal that you are not only paying attention to her, but that you are actively considering her needs and making space for her in a world that can often feel self-centered. In essence, these gestures communicate a powerful message that you value her, that you acknowledge her presence, and that you have a genuine interest in her well-being. Imagine the next time you're walking together and you instinctively step to the side of the sidewalk closest to the street, positioning yourself as the protector. This small move might seem like nothing, but it speaks volumes about your protective instincts. It tells her, without a single word being said, that you care about her safety and well-being. It's this kind of attentiveness, this quiet display of care, that leaves a lasting impression. And here's the thing. This doesn't require you to announce it or even make it a noticeable act. It's about the consistency of your behavior, the little things that show you are tuned into her needs. Women notice this. They notice when you pay attention to the details, when you move to the side to protect her from harm, or when you offer your jacket not because you're trying to impress, but because it's simply the right thing to do. These subtle gestures create an unspoken connection that words alone can't replicate. In a world where many people are too wrapped up in their own lives to notice the needs of others, these small acts of kindness and consideration stand out. They show that you are not just concerned with your own comfort or your own priorities. You are aware of her feelings and her needs, and you actively make space for her in the world. This kind of chivalry might seem rare, but that's exactly why it's so valuable. It's the things that often get overlooked, the small but powerful actions that define a person's character. And it's these qualities that make a man stand out in a sea of individuals who are too busy to take a step back and think about the people around them. Women are drawn to men who make them feel seen, heard, and appreciated, who show through their actions that they value them. The idea that chivalry is something only reserved for special moments or formal occasions is a misconception. In reality, it's the everyday moments that truly matter. Chivalry is about consistency. It's about making those small, meaningful gestures a part of your everyday life. It's about ensuring that every interaction, no matter how small, is an opportunity to demonstrate respect and thoughtfulness. You don't need to wait for a date night or a grand occasion to show her that you care. It's in the daily, subtle actions that will reveal your true character and make her feel special. One of the most powerful aspects of chivalry is that it's not just about making her feel good in the moment. It's about creating an atmosphere where she feels valued all the time. It's the kind of behavior that shows you understand the importance of emotional intelligence and human connection. This in turn helps to build trust and a sense of safety in the relationship. A woman who feels safe, respected, and appreciated is more likely to be drawn to you and to be open to a deeper connection. And when it comes to relationships, it's often the smallest things that create the strongest bonds. Whether you're opening a door, offering a hand, or simply listening when she speaks, these are the moments that will define the strength of your connection. The most important thing you must realize is that chivalry isn't just about doing something nice now and then. It's about making these actions a natural part of who you are. It becomes part of your daily routine, part of the way you engage with the world. Women recognize authenticity, and they will see through any effort to simply impress. Chivalry isn't a tactic, it's a reflection of your values and character. It's an indication that you understand the importance of respect, kindness, and consideration, not just for her, but for everyone you encounter. It's a quality that will serve you well in all areas of your life.
3. Scent. Scent is one of the most powerful and often overlooked weapons in a man's arsenal when it comes to attraction. Your scent is like a silent introduction that walks into the room before you ever do, leaving an indelible impression on anyone within range. Don't underestimate this. A pleasant, clean, and subtle fragrance shows you take care of yourself and demand the same from your surroundings. A light cologne, a hint of fresh deodorant, or just impeccable hygiene. These are the small but crucial markers of a man who knows his worth. As the legendary Greek philosopher Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." This rings true for your personal care as well. When a woman catches a whiff of a well-chosen scent, it speaks volumes about your confidence, your attention to detail, and how you handle yourself in life. But let's not forget, balance is key. Overpowering cologne or a hint of body odor can repel rather than attract. You have to find the right scent, one that is noticeable but not overwhelming. It's not about drowning yourself in fragrance, it's about leaving a lasting, positive memory that lingers. Think of it as a signature, something distinct, yet subtle enough to draw her in, rather than push her away. Just like in the ancient art of Stoicism, where moderation is revered, your scent must embody this principle, neither too strong nor too weak, but perfectly balanced. In the modern world, scent holds an emotional power that can trigger curiosity and spark desire in an instant. It's one of those small details that women notice, but many men neglect. To put it simply, it's a silent sign of respect for yourself and those around you. The right fragrance invites closeness. It draws her in. It's an invitation to engage with you. Women don't want to be overwhelmed by overpowering cologne or distracted by a hint of sweat. What they seek is a man who understands this balance, a man who has mastered his own presence. Don't just settle for any scent. Choose one that resonates with your personality, something that speaks to the man you are. It's about owning your presence in every aspect. Take control of your image. A man who is aware of his scent is a man who has control over his life, and that's exactly the kind of man women find irresistibly attractive. You don't need to go overboard, just be intentional. Pay attention to the details. Let your fragrance be a reflection of your commitment to yourself and your ability to command attention without demanding it. As the Stoics teach, the smallest of details can have the largest impact when handled with care and precision. Now think about this. Have you been paying attention to your scent? Have you been making this small but significant investment in yourself? If not, it's time to start. The next time you step out, make sure your scent speaks to the world the way you want it to. You never know who's paying attention, but you can bet your scent will be. So like a true Stoic, take charge. Control the narrative and let your fragrance tell the story of who you are without saying a word. What you leave behind matters, so choose your scent wisely. Drop a comment below if you know your signature scent and how it has affected the way people perceive you. 4. Confidence. Confidence. This is not about being brash or loud, boasting about achievements, or trying to impress others with exaggerated stories. True confidence is far more subtle, yet infinitely more powerful. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, about knowing your worth without feeling the need to broadcast it. A confident man walks into a room with his head held high, makes steady eye contact, and speaks clearly and succinctly, without hesitation or nervousness. There is no fidgeting, no second-guessing, no looking for approval from others. It's the quiet certainty that you are enough, exactly as you are. This type of confidence is magnetic. It's not about arrogance, it's about self-assurance and self-reliance. For example, imagine a man at a social event who is not only friendly and approachable, but who is also completely comfortable being himself. He's not anxious or stiff with his words, but he doesn't need to be overly talkative to command attention. Instead, his calm, assured demeanor makes others naturally gravitate toward him. He doesn't feel the need to seek validation from anyone. Instead, he trusts his own judgment and handles any awkward moments with a sense of humor and grace. In these situations, he may laugh off minor slip-ups, but it never feels forced. His ability to stay grounded in any environment is what makes him attractive. Women are drawn to this kind of man because it creates a sense of ease. They can tell he's not trying too hard, and that's refreshing. There's no bravado, no trying to live up to anyone else's expectations. His confidence makes him approachable and safe, like a rock in a world of chaos. This kind of self-assuredness also suggests stability and security, two qualities that are universally appealing, especially in a relationship. In relationships, confidence signals that a man is emotionally mature and secure, and that he can handle challenges with composure. The opposite, being overly insecure, needy, or constantly seeking approval, can be draining. Women want a partner who is steady, someone who won't crumble under pressure, who won't second-guess himself, and who isn't afraid to take the lead when necessary. Confidence in a man doesn't mean being perfect or always having the right answer, but rather being willing to own your flaws, show up as your authentic self, and take responsibility for your actions. A confident man understands that his worth isn't determined by others' opinions or by his ability to fit into a particular mold. It's about standing firm in your identity and not feeling the need to change to fit in or gain approval. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely said, "Self-trust is the first secret of success." This quote encapsulates the essence of true confidence. It is not about impressing others, but about trusting yourself. When you trust yourself, you are unshaken by the judgments of others, and you exude an energy that attracts respect, admiration, and ultimately deeper connections. In real life, this is more than just theory. It's the man who doesn't hesitate to take charge when needed, but also knows when to step back and listen. It's the man who doesn't feel threatened by the success of others, who celebrates it instead of comparing himself. Confidence is found in knowing your own path, your own values, and living in alignment with them. It shows in the way you talk, the way you walk, and the way you interact with others. It's in your ability to handle tough situations without losing your cool, and in your willingness to be vulnerable and real when necessary. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start building confidence. Start with the small, everyday moments. Be conscious of how you present yourself, how you carry yourself in conversations, and how you react to challenges. Consistency over time will make your confidence unshakable. Confidence, in its truest form, makes you an anchor in the storm, a stable, dependable presence that others naturally seek out. And this, my friends, is one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess. So, be unapologetically you. Walk into every room knowing that your worth isn't up for debate. Let your confidence shine through in every word, every gesture, and every action. You are enough just as you are. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. What are your thoughts on the power of confidence in relationships? How has confidence shaped your experiences? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Comment to remember. Confidence is quiet strength, not loud validation. 5. Breath. Breath is often overlooked, yet it's one of the most powerful, subtle ways you communicate with the world. Think of it as your invisible handshake. It doesn't require words, but it leaves a lasting impression, one that is especially noticeable in close interactions. Women are quick to notice your breath, particularly in face-to-face conversations, where it can easily make or break the moment. Fresh breath isn't just about hygiene, it's a reflection of your self-awareness and consideration for others. It shows that you've taken the time and effort to present yourself well, and that you understand how small details impact the way people perceive you. In contrast, bad breath can instantly undo the best impression. No matter how stylish you are, how perfect your smile, or how engaging your conversation, an unpleasant odor from your mouth will overshadow everything else. Imagine the scenario. You're talking to someone who looks incredible on the outside, but as they speak, an unpleasant smell hits the air, and suddenly, all the attraction you felt fades away. It's the same for anyone you meet. People might forgive a lot, but bad breath is hard to ignore. It's one of those things that can make someone feel instantly uncomfortable, creating distance. And in the dating world, that's a connection killer. But here's the good news. Bad breath is preventable, and the fix is incredibly simple. Small habits like brushing your teeth regularly, using mouthwash, and carrying mints or chewing gum can make all the difference. These little actions can turn a potential deal breaker into a positive point of attraction. Let's say you're on a date, and as you speak, she notices a fresh, clean scent of mint in the air. It's subtle, but it's impactful. It creates a feeling of cleanliness, approachability, and confidence, helping her feel more at ease when you're close. Your breath is now working for you, not against you. You're sending a message that you care about your personal hygiene, but also about the experience of being with someone else, showing respect, awareness, and consideration. While it may seem like a trivial detail, breath has a surprisingly large impact on how others perceive you. In today's fast-paced, image-conscious world, where first impressions are often everything, paying attention to the small things, like your breath, can set you apart. It's a part of the overall package of who you are and how you present yourself to the world. After all, attraction is not just about looks or charisma, it's about comfort, connection, and confidence. Bad breath creates discomfort, but fresh breath fosters connection. It might sound simple, but the difference is profound. So, don't neglect this aspect of your presentation. It's easy to overlook, but it's also incredibly easy to correct. Take care of your breath, and it will take care of you. Don't let a simple thing like this get in the way of making a great impression. Whether you're heading into an important meeting, going on a date, or just having a casual conversation, remember that fresh breath is a small detail that can speak volumes about who you are and how much you care about the interaction. Never underestimate the power of a simple, clean breath. It could be the key to a positive and lasting connection. Comment below with, "Fresh breath is the key to lasting connections." 6. Sense of humour. A sense of humour is one of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess. It's a natural force that attracts people, especially women, effortlessly. A good laugh has the ability to instantly shift the energy in a room, easing any tension, and making everyone feel more comfortable and at ease. Women, in particular, quickly notice a man's sense of humour because it speaks volumes about his character. Humour is not just about cracking jokes, it's about how you make others feel. When you can make a woman laugh, whether it's by sharing a funny story, offering a clever remark, or just cracking a light-hearted joke, you've already begun to form a connection. It shows that you are confident enough in yourself to not take life too seriously, and that you're not afraid to embrace the lighter side of things. This level of comfort and ease can be incredibly appealing to women, because it demonstrates that you're approachable and relaxed, two qualities that are crucial for building a real connection. What's truly attractive is the balance that a great sense of humour strikes. It's not about being the centre of attention, forcing laughter, or telling inappropriate jokes. It's about timing and respect. A man who is comfortable enough to laugh at himself, to not take himself too seriously, shows maturity and self-assuredness. Women love a man who can laugh at their own mistakes and imperfections. This willingness to not be perfect, to make light of difficult situations, signals that you are comfortable in your own skin, which is incredibly appealing. You don't need to try too hard or be constantly funny to gain attraction. It's the natural, effortless humour that people are drawn to. Humour also reveals a lot about a person's emotional intelligence. The ability to laugh, especially at oneself, suggests self-awareness, and this is a critical trait for meaningful relationships. Women notice when a man can balance humour with kindness. They appreciate a man who can be funny without crossing boundaries or making others uncomfortable. It shows that you are mindful of your words and actions, and that you respect the feelings of those around you. Humor can easily cross the line, if not handled with care, but when you strike the right balance, it becomes one of the most attractive qualities a man can offer. A good sense of humor makes interactions more enjoyable, takes the pressure off, and makes both people feel more comfortable and connected. It allows a man to take the lead in social situations, making everyone feel at ease, while also being able to relax and enjoy the moment. You should be mindful that humor isn't just a tool for entertainment, it's a doorway to deeper connection. Women appreciate a man who can make them laugh without trying too hard, without being crass, or resorting to humor that might be offensive. In fact, humor is often more about how you make others feel than the actual words you say. When you make someone laugh, you're showing them a side of yourself, your warmth, your confidence, your ease, that is both inviting and attractive. And when you know how to blend humor with respect, kindness, and intelligence, you create a dynamic that is simply irresistible. Women are drawn to men who are not only funny, but who know how to use their humor to enhance the experience of others without making it all about them. In real life, humor can make difficult situations easier to navigate. Whether it's a challenging workday, a tough conversation, or even a social gathering, the ability to laugh at the small things and not take everything so seriously is a sign of emotional strength and resilience. It shows that you can handle life's ups and downs with grace, that you're flexible and open-minded enough to see the humor in things, even when the situation is stressful. This mindset not only helps in attracting women, but it also builds a foundation for stronger relationships with others in your life. Women are often drawn to a man who can handle the challenges life throws his way without losing his sense of humor, as it signals strength, self-assurance, and an ability to stay grounded. As the famous comedian Mark Twain once said, "Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand." Laughter truly has the power to disarm, heal, and bring people closer together. It's not just about the joke or the punchline, it's about the feeling that humor creates, a sense of warmth, openness, and connection. So, don't hold back. Let your sense of humor shine through in your interactions with others. Don't force it, don't fake it, just let it come naturally. Be the man who brings joy and laughter to the room without even trying. The impact of that is immeasurable and undeniably attractive. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How has your sense of humor helped you connect with others? What role does humor play in your personal relationships? Let's continue the conversation. 7. Energy and vibe. Energy and vibe. Your vibe is more than just a mood. It's the silent language you speak before any word leaves your mouth. It's the atmosphere you create around you, and it's felt before it's seen. Women can sense this energy from miles away. They pick up on it immediately because it reveals so much about you, your attitude, your presence, and even your confidence, without you ever saying a word. How you carry yourself is everything. Whether you stand tall with your chest out and shoulders back, or hunch over in uncertainty, the way you present yourself speaks volumes. Women aren't attracted to a man who constantly fidgets or projects nervous energy. They're drawn to a man who exudes calm and confidence, someone who feels comfortable in his own skin, regardless of the situation. It's no secret. The vibe you give off can make or break the way people perceive you. If you're at a social event and you're confidently engaging with others, smiling and making eye contact, there's an undeniable pull that people, particularly women, will feel towards you. They won't be able to pinpoint exactly what it is, but they'll sense it. You're the man who owns the room. It's the energy of a man who doesn't need to try too hard, who commands attention without even knowing it. But make no mistake, if your energy is off, if you're anxious, negative, or detached, it'll be felt just as strongly. People, and especially women, can pick up on that distance and discomfort. It makes interactions awkward and unappealing. Your vibe can change the entire mood of a room. The reality is simple. Positive, calm, and confident energy is magnetic. It draws people to you, and it makes you instantly more attractive. Don't underestimate the power of this silent force. It's not just about what you say or do, but the energy you radiate. You need to understand that people want to be around someone who makes them feel good, who makes them feel comfortable and at ease. That is the kind of man who stands out in a crowd, the kind of man women notice without even having to try. Energy is the first thing they pick up on, and it can set the tone for everything else. You can dress well, speak well, and look great, but if your energy is off, none of that will matter. Take this to heart. The way you carry yourself speaks louder than anything you wear, anything you say. Make sure you're sending the right signal. Command the room with your presence, lead with your calmness, and let your confidence shine without a single word. Women are instinctively drawn to men who create a positive, uplifting vibe. This isn't just about being liked, it's about being respected and admired. Your energy is your personal power. Own it. Make sure it's the right kind. Remember this: what you think, you become. So think like a winner. Walk with purpose, stand tall, own your space. When your energy aligns with your intent, it will attract what you desire. Don't just exist in the room, take charge of it, make it yours. Conclusion. Thanks for watching. If you want to stand out and attract attention, keep in mind that women often notice the subtle details first. It's not just about how you look, it's about how you carry yourself, your confidence, and the energy you project. Whether it's your body language, your calm demeanor, or the way you engage in conversation, these things make a huge impact. So focus on being authentic, staying grounded, and projecting confidence in everything you do. Don't overthink it, just be yourself. Women are drawn to men who know who they are and are comfortable in their own skin. So stay true to who you are, and the right people will take notice. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you want to stand out and attract attention, keep in mind that women often notice the subtle details first. It's not just about how you look, it's about how you carry yourself, your confidence, and the energy you project. Whether it's your body language, your calm demeanor, or the way you engage in conversation, these things make a huge impact. So focus on being authentic, staying grounded, and projecting confidence in everything you do. Don't overthink it. Just be yourself. Women are drawn to men who know who they are and are comfortable in their own skin. So, stay true to who you are, and the right people will take notice. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. How playboys use psychological tricks to attract women effortlessly. Female psychology exposed. Modern Stoic. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Eden Arbez. She believes it's some kind of magnetic attraction, a connection beyond her understanding. She feels the excitement in her chest, convinced it's just the natural chemistry between them. It's all happening without her control, as if the universe itself conspired to bring them together. What she doesn't realize is this: it's all part of a carefully designed psychological strategy. Every shift in her emotions, every subtle change in her thoughts, was orchestrated by a man who understands how her mind works on a deeper level. Some call it game. I call it a 3-step process that manipulates her own instincts against her. While the average man scrambles to impress, the playboy operates differently. He doesn't speak. He doesn't chase. He builds an aura of mystery and creates tension, pulling it tighter and tighter like a coiled spring until she can't resist. But here's the twist. It's not about pressure, persuasion, or classic seduction. It's about one powerful tool: perception control. Rather than battling her mind, he guides it. Every time she thinks she's close to figuring him out, she only sinks deeper into the web of intrigue. In this game, the more she tries to understand him, the further away she drifts from the truth. Today, I'm going to reveal the entire loop. This isn't just for you to understand. It's so you can master it. You don't have to pretend to be someone else. You simply need to grasp the concept of psychological influence without losing your authenticity. Because once you see this for what it is, you'll realize the truth. She's not rejecting you because you're not enough. She's rejecting you because you're trying to play checkers while the real players are strategizing in 4D. And the men who succeed, they don't try to win, they just play the game effortlessly. Number 1. Push-pull psychology. Push-pull psychology is a subtle yet powerful technique that starts before a woman even realizes it's happening. It doesn't involve flattery, constant attention, or validating her emotions. Instead, it taps into something deeper, a mix of tension, confusion, and obsession. The key to understanding this is simple. While most people desire certainty, women, on an emotional level, crave uncertainty, but only if it feels safe. Playboys, or men who master this psychology, understand that principle all too well. They deliberately create emotional highs and lows, drawing women in with moments of warmth, then pulling away with coldness. They don't do this because they are indecisive or uninterested. They do it because they understand the fundamental truth. Creating emotional imbalance leads her mind to chase resolution. The more her mind chases, the more she invests. The more she invests, the deeper her feelings grow. That's how the push-pull loop is born. Let me break this down for you. The push begins with subtle attention. At first, he gives just enough to make her feel seen, but he doesn't overwhelm her with compliments or constant flattery. Instead, his compliments are specific, slightly teasing, and unexpected. For example, saying, "You have a clever way of pretending to be shy." It's cute. Does more than boost her ego. It targets her insecurities in a way that creates tension. This tension sticks with her. It lingers in her mind. But he doesn't stop there. He keeps her hooked with full presence, eye contact, warmth, the feeling that he's really paying attention. It sparks connection, a high that feels undeniable. But just as she's about to get lost in it, he suddenly pulls back. He goes cold, distracted, maybe even checking his phone or cutting off the conversation without an explanation or apology. Now she's caught in a cycle. Why did he shift the energy? Did I do something wrong? Was I just being polite? This confusion, this emotional imbalance, starts to consume her thoughts. It's a trap she didn't see coming. And the twist? This mind game doesn't feed her certainty, it feeds her curiosity. Curiosity is far more powerful than attraction, because while attraction can fade with predictability, curiosity keeps her chasing him. The more she wonders, the deeper she gets caught in his emotional web. As soon as she starts searching for emotional closure, you've already won. Here's where the real genius of this technique comes into play. Playboys never let the pull go too far. Instead, they push again. Just as she's about to emotionally let go, they return with warmth. He doesn't explain his absence or apologize for the detachment. He simply shows up with a look, a compliment, or a subtle smirk. And just like that, all her internal alarms go silent. Why? Because the human brain abhors unresolved patterns. Now she's not just curious about him, she's driven to complete the loop, to resolve the mystery of what's going on between them. She wants to know where she stands. She wants to decode his feelings. This is when she starts taking the lead. She reaches out first. She sends follow-up texts. She asks more profound questions, all while playing it cool on the outside. But deep down, her emotions are screaming for more. In this way, the chase becomes her decision. She convinces herself that she's in control, that she's the one who is choosing intimacy. Yet, because it's her choice, there's no shame in it. She'll convince herself, "I don't know, we just clicked. He's different. There's something mysterious about him." But what she's really addicted to is the cycle, the push, the pull, the tension and release, the almost clarity that never quite settles. It's this endless loop that traps her, all masterminded with one technique: push, pull, repeat. And here's the most dangerous part. She doesn't even realize she's caught in it. The emotional imbalance continues without her ever truly seeing the pattern, and that's what makes it so incredibly effective. So, what does this mean for you? If you're looking to understand the psychology behind this kind of attraction, It's vital to recognize that emotional tension is more compelling than anything else. Use this knowledge wisely, but never manipulate anyone with it. Relationships are about genuine connection, but understanding the underlying emotional dynamics can help you navigate your interactions with greater awareness. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever experienced this push-pull dynamic, either from the outside or within? Feel free to share your experiences or opinions in the comments below. Comment below with, "I control the rhythm. I lead the chase." Number 2, scarcity and silence. Let's break it down clearly. A man's presence is a form of currency, and like all valuable assets, its worth increases with scarcity. Many men fail to grasp this fundamental truth. They're constantly flooding her phone with messages, chasing after every hint or gesture, and showing up at her doorstep whenever she blinks. In doing so, they rob their presence of its power and make their attention feel like a given. In stark contrast, the playboys understand the art of creating value through absence. They pull back emotionally, physically, digitally, and energetically, using silence as their tool of seduction. Silence, after all, is not rejection. It is a mystery, a subtle call for attention that invites curiosity rather than distaste. Here's how the game unfolds. The first step is to anchor desire with your presence. When a playboy steps into a room, he's not just there, he is fully there. His presence leaves an impression, and he knows how to make it unforgettable. He locks eyes with her, listens intently, makes her laugh, and challenges her emotionally. In a mere 5 minutes, he says things that are layered, impactful, and leave her thinking long after he's gone. For instance, he might casually say, "I like how you talk fast when you get nervous. It's kind of charming." It's a simple observation, yet it embeds itself in her mind, because now her emotional response is attached not only to his words, but also to the way she felt in his presence. But then, just as suddenly as he appeared, he disappears. There's no over-explaining, no needy follow-ups, no, "Did I do something wrong?" None of that. He creates an emotional silence, an absence that feels deliberate, not cold or dismissive. It's not ghosting, it's detachment. He's not chasing her, and in doing so, he makes her feel the weight of his absence. The emotion he sparked with his attention now lingers, creating a void that screams louder than any words could. And that's where scarcity psychology begins to work its magic. People, especially women, tend to overvalue what they can't have, and when something once felt within their reach, the human mind instinctively creates more value around it. The silence becomes an invitation for her to begin filling in the gaps. Maybe he's just busy, she wonders. He seemed interested, though. I wonder if I said too much. He's not like the others who are always texting. Her mind starts spinning a story, creating meaning from his absence. This is the trap. The longer the silence, the stronger her narrative becomes. It deepens her curiosity, and with each passing day, her interest is reignited. When he finally reappears, he does so without fanfare. No apologies, no awkward explanations. He doesn't even acknowledge the silence that's passed between them. He simply picks up where they left off, as though no time has passed at all. "You still overthinking everything, or did I finally get you to relax?" he might ask. The moment he speaks, her guard falls away, and the chase begins anew. But this time, it's not just about connection. Now it's about proving to herself that the feelings were mutual, that she wasn't just imagining his interest. This is the power of scarcity. It has the ability to turn logical women into emotional chasers. It weaponizes curiosity, twisting it into an obsession that makes her feel like she has something to earn, even if she swore she wasn't looking for anything serious. It plays on her psychology, turning a simple moment of silence into a game of emotional intrigue. And this is where modern Stoicism plays a role, by teaching a man to detach, to understand the value of presence and absence, and to use both with precision. It's not about playing games, it's about understanding human nature and using your own energy wisely. In today's fast-paced, over-communicated world, the Stoic approach stands out. It's about knowing when to engage and when to withdraw, making your time, attention, an emotional energy scarce enough to be valuable. And in doing so, you don't just become more attractive, you become a force that draws others in without having to chase after them. Comment below with, "I understand the power of scarcity and silence. I will master it." Number 3, mystery and ambiguity. Mystery and ambiguity often guide the hearts of men. These men may be in love, but fear holds them back from expressing it openly. Rooted in Stoicism, they resist vulnerability, seeing emotional restraint as a form of strength. Their actions, however, reveal their true feelings. You might notice they withdraw at times, not out of indifference, but because they are grappling with their own emotions. They listen carefully to you, noticing even the smallest details, showing care without words. In subtle, silent ways, they protect and support you, offering stability without seeking recognition. Don't mistake their silence for lack of interest. Their love is often shown through actions, not words. Fear of vulnerability can also impact physical touch. Though they may hold back, it doesn't mean they don't care. Distance may appear at times, but this isn't detachment, it's their internal struggle. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. If a man speaks about the future, even indirectly, and includes you, it's a sign that you're central to his plans. Reliability is his love language, and it might not come with grand gestures, but rather quiet, consistent presence. The Stoic love is enduring, not loud, and sometimes the most profound love is shown in a steady, reliable way. So, if you sense distance or silence, look deeper. His love may be more present than you realize. Share your thoughts on these signs in the comments below. Let's explore how understanding these subtle cues can strengthen our connections. Number 4, emotional stimulation. If you're wondering whether a man truly has feelings for you but is too afraid to show it, the signs are often subtle, yet undeniable, especially in men who live by the principles of Stoicism. A Stoic man may not be quick to outwardly express his emotions, but his actions reveal a depth of care and commitment that speaks volumes. One of the clearest signs is how he listens, not just to respond, but to understand you on a deeper level. This man hears not only the words you speak, but also the unspoken feelings behind them. When he sacrifices his time, energy, or resources, it's done without asking for recognition or praise, because he believes that true love is not transactional, but rooted in doing what's right and necessary for the well-being of the one he cares about. His love doesn't seek approval or attention from the outside world. Instead, it's grounded in a quiet, steady commitment to you. You'll find that he seeks to protect your peace, not by controlling situations or people, but by remaining calm and composed even when life gets chaotic. He will step up to support you without fanfare, offering solutions and emotional stability when you need it most. His love is shown in these quiet, consistent acts, rather than loud, dramatic declarations. This may seem like he's distant or unemotional, but in reality, his heart is deeply invested. A Stoic man's loyalty is unwavering, not because he shouts it from the rooftops, but because he lives it every day through his actions. He trusts you enough to share his vulnerabilities, even if it's in a way that feels hesitant or measured, because he recognizes that true intimacy comes with mutual respect and understanding. If he's not quick to ask for help, it's because he believes in self-reliance and strength, yet he will still quietly make space for you in his life and heart. His respect for your independence and the life you've built on your own will never waver. He doesn't seek to control you. Instead, he encourages you to be your best self, believing that a relationship is about partnership, not possession. His loyalty, his commitment to growth, and his dedication to being a better man, not just for himself, but for you, are some of the clearest signs that his heart truly belongs to you. And in this modern world, where emotions are often displayed for all to see, the Stoic man's love remains understated but incredibly profound, a steady force that will always be there, even if it's not always visible. It's about a long-term commitment to both your growth and his own. a relationship that is built on trust, respect, and the kind of deep emotional connection that takes time to cultivate. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle is the way," meaning that true love, like life, will never be without challenges, but those very challenges are what strengthen and solidify the bond. So if you see these signs, recognize them for what they are: a man's heart that is yours, even if he's too afraid to show it, and a love that is quiet but unshakable, grounded in respect, loyalty, and a powerful sense of mutual growth. Number 5. Confidence without arrogance. Confidence without arrogance is a key trait of someone who knows their worth but doesn't need to shout it from the rooftops. It's the quiet strength that emanates from a man who is secure in his abilities and self-assured in his purpose, yet humble enough to know that true strength doesn't demand attention. It's not about boasting. It's about embodying a sense of self-assurance that doesn't need validation from others. This kind of confidence isn't loud or forceful. It's the steady presence in a room that commands respect simply by being there. A man who walks through life with this type of confidence doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. His actions speak louder than his words ever could. This is a rare quality today, but it is the essence of what makes a man truly magnetic. In modern life, especially in a world driven by social media and constant self-promotion, the pressure to appear confident can easily slip into arrogance. But there's a fine line between the two. Arrogance is rooted in insecurity, a defense mechanism that tries to cover up weaknesses by inflating one's image. Confidence, on the other hand, is a reflection of strength and wisdom. It comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with it. A truly confident man doesn't feel the need to belittle others or seek attention to feel validated. He understands that real power lies in self-control and humility. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you displaying confidence or merely putting up a facade to cover insecurity? It's easy to fall into the trap of arrogance in a world that constantly encourages you to compete and outshine others. But you must remember, true confidence doesn't require comparison. It comes from within, from knowing that your value isn't contingent on someone else's approval. You must be the person who is at peace with themselves, who understands their worth without needing others to constantly affirm it. There's an old saying that goes, "A confident man never needs to explain himself." Think about that for a second. Why would you explain yourself to someone who doesn't understand you? Your confidence should be so strong that it's undeniable without you ever having to defend it. It's about standing in your truth, regardless of whether others accept it or not. In a world where people constantly look for validation from the outside, you must be the one who gives it to yourself. Stop worrying about what others think of you. What matters is that you're living authentically, unapologetically, and with integrity. When you develop true confidence, you'll also learn to embrace your imperfections. No one is perfect, and that's precisely what makes us human. Stop trying to appear flawless to others. Instead, focus on growing from your mistakes and turning them into lessons. True confidence is built on resilience, the ability to face challenges, fall down, and get back up without losing sight of who you are. Every setback is a lesson, and every failure is an opportunity to refine your character. A confident man doesn't let adversity break him. Instead, he uses it to fortify his resolve. This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, can guide you. Modern Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions and pressures are constant, this philosophy offers a blueprint for living with inner strength and confidence. Instead of allowing external circumstances to dictate your mood, Stoicism encourages you to focus on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset. This is where true power lies. A Stoic doesn't rely on the applause of others to feel good about himself. He finds satisfaction in the knowledge that he is doing his best, regardless of what others think or say. It's a liberating mindset that allows you to rise above the noise and focus on what really matters. So how do you embody this kind of quiet confidence in your daily life? Start by paying attention to how you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes the way you present yourself to the world. Be kind and encouraging to yourself. even when things don't go as planned. And remember, confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being resilient, humble, and self-assured in the face of challenges. Don't let the world's pressure to perform or outshine others steer you away from your true path. Be unapologetically you, and the confidence will follow. You must also learn the art of restraint. A confident man doesn't need to boast or seek recognition for his achievements. Instead, he lets his actions speak for themselves. When you find yourself tempted to brag or seek external validation, pause and remind yourself of the importance of humility. Your confidence will shine brighter when you allow your work, your presence, and your integrity to do the talking. This quiet confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you develop over time through experience, reflection, and a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. The road may not always be easy, but the rewards are worth it. As you continue to grow, you'll notice that the need for external validation diminishes, and you'll become more comfortable with who you are. Remember, true confidence comes from within. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need recognition. It simply exists because you've earned it through your actions and your mindset. In a world where many are struggling to keep up with the noise, be the man who stands strong, silent, and confident. Someone who knows that true strength comes not from what others see, but from what's deep inside. Drop the phrase, "I am the strength within myself" in the comments if you're committed to stepping into your true power. Let's build a community of men who walk confidently without needing anyone's approval. Number 6. The exit before full closure. In the delicate dance of attraction, there is a subtle yet powerful strategy that many men overlook. The exit before full closure. It's the psychological masterstroke that draws someone in without them realizing it, leaving them craving more, even when the connection seems to be fading. Think of it as a final move in a chess game, executed at the precise moment when things are getting too close, when emotions start to blur the lines of rationality, and when vulnerability becomes almost palpable. It's not about rejection or pulling away in anger, but rather about creating a moment of intense desire, just before full surrender. This move is not meant to sever the connection, but to step back long enough to leave the other person hanging, unsure of where they stand. Just when she's on the verge of giving everything, when her walls have crumbled, when her guard has dropped, he takes a step back, not forever, just enough to make her feel the absence of what she was about to give him. It's this sense of unfulfilled desire that creates a unique, almost addictive, psychological imprint. The result is powerful. She may try to move on, date someone else, or go about her life, but emotionally, her rhythm remains locked into him. No matter how far she moves, the phantom intimacy that he created continues to echo in her mind, because he didn't just touch her body, he touched something far more significant. He tapped into the part of her psyche that is far deeper than just surface attraction. Her imagination. This is the realm where the deepest, most compelling forms of attraction live. Not in mere lust, not in logic, but in the emotional labyrinth she continues to navigate. It is in this space, where her heart and mind collide, that the deepest emotional connections form, and most men don't realize it, but this is the space that they must learn to conquer if they are to truly connect with a woman on a level that goes beyond the physical. The reality is that attraction isn't just about looks or physical touch. It's about the mind. It's about leaving a trace of emotional vulnerability, something more than just words or gestures. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. This means that when you influence someone's thoughts and imagination in this subtle but profound way, you leave an indelible mark on them that lingers far longer than any fleeting physical connection could. Your absence doesn't create distance. It creates a desire that grows in silence, an unspoken connection that becomes stronger the more it is left unspoken. This is where many fail, trying to force connections through overt actions or desperate gestures. Real power lies in restraint and in knowing when to step back, letting the other person feel what they are missing. So, What does this mean for you, the man trying to understand the deeper layers of attraction? It means that emotional connection, the kind that lasts, is about mastering the art of timing. Don't rush the process. Don't try to close the deal too early. Instead, allow space for longing, for the imagination to do its work. Understand that the mind is the most powerful tool in building lasting attraction. Let her feel what she is about to give you, but then step back just enough to let that desire simmer. This is the essence of modern Stoicism, a practice of emotional control, self-discipline, and strategic action, allowing you to step into your power and create connections that are meaningful and profound. Remember, the key isn't in holding on tighter, but in knowing when to let go just enough. By mastering this, you'll not only understand the true nature of attraction, but also learn the greatest art of all, how to keep someone emotionally connected to you even in your absence. This isn't manipulation, it's the psychology of attraction, rooted in real emotional intelligence. If you've ever experienced this kind of attraction, or if you've ever been left wanting more, think about how it made you feel. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss how this subtle but powerful strategy has shown up in your own experiences. Don't forget to reflect on the deeper emotional connections that shape who we are and how we relate to others. Number 7. Suggestive control. Let me tell you something about power, about real power, the kind that makes men unforgettable. It lies in suggestive control. This isn't about speaking to be understood. No, this is about speaking to be felt. Think about it. Most men talk to explain, to clarify. But the true master, the one who captivates without saying much at all, speaks to leave you wanting more. That's the difference. One feeds your curiosity. The other stirs it, never quite allowing you to settle on an answer, making your mind spin. This is how you command attention. This is how you control without ever controlling. You don't just say the right words, you say them in a way that haunts. Long after the conversation ends, she'll replay your words over and over. Why? Because she couldn't quite figure you out. And that, my friend, is where the power lies. It's an art, and you must master it. Let's break it down. The double meaning is the weapon. A true playboy never leads you directly to his point. He guides you, yes, but leaves the conclusion for you to fill in. Let me give you an example. You know exactly what you're doing, don't you? This phrase, it's layered. It could be about the way she dresses, the way she moves, or the energy she radiates, and you've left her to decide. Was that a compliment? A challenge? A flirtation? Was he teasing me or just being mysterious? The ambiguity pulls her in, and when she's stuck trying to decode it, her brain craves resolution. The problem is, she won't get one. And that's what men who are predictable don't understand. If she can explain the interaction, she'll forget it. But if she can't, she'll think about it forever. The magic? Less is more. Ambiguity is your strongest ally. A true playboy doesn't announce his intentions. He doesn't lay everything out on the table. He allows the emotional momentum to build, but then he pulls back just enough to keep her wondering. What's next? He might say something like, "You're dangerous. I like it." Or maybe, "You're trouble, but I'm curious." Perhaps, "You're hard to read." That's rare. These aren't just casual observations. These are psychological shifts. She's no longer the one doing the analysing. She's the one being analysed now. She's the one labelled but not fully understood. And that disarms her. It hits her ego in a way that makes her want to prove something. The chase has changed. The tables have turned. And here's where the genius of suggestive control shows its true power. You give just enough validation to keep her emotionally invested, but you never give her enough to feel certain. And that is why she starts to play the game. She wonders about your mood. She wonders about your type. She wonders if she's the one you're interested in, or if she's just part of the equation. But you never give her the answer. When she asks, "So, what are we doing here? Are you seeing anyone else? What's your head at?" You don't answer. Instead, you redirect. You're asking the wrong questions. What do you think this is? Do you always need a label to enjoy the moment? Now her mind is spinning. She's emotionally involved, but without emotional leverage. She's invested, but without a return date. She's stuck. It's addictive, isn't it? The deeper the confusion, the deeper the connection feels. Certainty kills the mystery, and mystery is what makes her body ache for something her mind can't quite grasp. You've got her hooked, not by telling her everything, but by keeping her just out of reach, by making her crave the answers you've denied her. And now she's in your hands. You control the rhythm, you control the pace, and all you have to do is keep her guessing. In modern life, this approach isn't just for the flirtatious or the charismatic. It's about living with power in every interaction. Don't be the man who lays everything out too easily. Be the man who speaks with depth and leaves a trail of questions. Women want to be swept off their feet, but they also crave mystery. They want someone who keeps them on their toes, who makes them feel like they're the prize to be earned, not the one easily obtained. This, my friend, is how you master the art of suggestive control. The world is full of men who give it all away too soon. Don't be one of them. Keep them guessing and keep them coming back for more. And if you're ready to take control, don't wait. Leave a comment below about how you'll use this technique in your own life. Don't just read about it, live it. Make the choice today to embody power, to master the art of intrigue. The time to act is now. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around until the end of this video. Let's get real for a second. The truth behind attraction is much deeper than we often realize. It's not just about playing games or acting like someone you're not. It's about understanding the power of psychology and how women experience their emotions. That mirror effect we talked about? It's real, and it's key. Women are drawn to the emotional rhythm, to the sense of self-reflection that makes them feel something they might not even fully understand. But here's the thing. The real power lies in knowing that you can lead that rhythm. If you're clear about who you are, confident in your actions, and aware of the dynamics at play, you won't just be another player in the game. You'll be the one creating the dance. So, my advice: take control of your own narrative. Don't get lost in someone else's rhythm. Know who you are, understand the psychological triggers, and use them with clarity and respect. The moment you stop begging for attention and instead focus on leading with confidence, you'll notice a huge shift in how people, especially women, respond to you. The power is in understanding the game, not in falling for it. If this video has opened your eyes, or if you felt that shift in your understanding, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel for more insights. Like this video, show the algorithm that more men need to be aware of these truths. And if you know someone still scratching their head about why she ghosted him, share this with them. If you want to dive even deeper into these concepts, get raw insights, and access exclusive content before it drops, consider supporting the channel. This is Stoic Psychology, and I'll see you in the next one. Seven signs their heart is yours, but they're afraid to show it. Stoicism. Modern Stoic. Love is not about possession, it's about appreciation. Osho. Every day, countless men unknowingly walk away from something real, simply because they couldn't see it. They missed the signs that were right in front of them. They were waiting for love to be loud, obvious, and easy to spot. But the reality is, true love, real emotional connection, is often quiet and subtle, carefully hidden behind walls constructed by fear, past heartbreak, and pride. The most powerful emotions are not always the ones that scream the loudest. They're the ones that whisper, waiting for someone who truly understands to hear them. Today, you'll uncover what most men will never even notice. The quiet signs that her heart is already yours, even though she may be too afraid to show it. This isn't about guessing or fantasizing. It's about developing a deeper understanding of human nature, recognizing the unspoken cues that tell you the truth about her feelings. By learning these signs, you'll gain an entirely new perspective on relationships, one that will change the way you approach love, heartbreak, and emotional connection forever. If you're truly serious about mastering your relationships, about not letting fear or uncertainty dictate your future, about finally knowing what's real and what's not, you cannot afford to miss this opportunity to learn. The world is filled with men who live in confusion, guessing and second-guessing the intentions of those they care about. But if you want to break free from this cycle, you need to understand the subtle cues that give you the answers you've been searching for. Supporting this channel helps bring this life-changing knowledge to others, men who may never even realize they need it. By spreading this message, we're building a generation of men who don't just guess their way through relationships, they know what's real, and they act with confidence. Together, we are shifting the narrative from uncertainty and doubt to understanding and mastery. Now, let's get into it. If someone loved you, but was too afraid to show it, would you even recognize it? What if the greatest love of your life is right in front of you, hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to see it? Most men don't, and they lose everything because of it. Today, you're going to learn how to recognize the signs that so many others overlook. These aren't the obvious, in-your-face gestures. They don't shout for your attention. Instead, they whisper quietly, hidden in the little things, small gestures, unspoken words, and moments of vulnerability that reveal her true feelings. Once you learn to listen for these whispers, you'll never be confused about her heart again. The truth is, love doesn't always look the way we expect it to. It's not always grand gestures or overt declarations. Sometimes love is soft and silent, quietly building over time, waiting for the right person to recognize its presence. And if you're ready to see that love, to understand the deeper layers of connection, you'll unlock a new way of experiencing relationships. No more wondering, no more second-guessing, just clarity, confidence, and real connection. 1. Subconscious loyalty. Subconscious loyalty is one of the most profound, yet often overlooked aspects of any meaningful relationship. It's the kind of loyalty that doesn't need fireworks or loud declarations. It's not the big dramatic gestures that catch your attention. Rather, it's the small, consistent actions that quietly build trust and bond. When someone truly cares for you, their loyalty isn't something they announce. It's something that simply is. It doesn't require a plan or a speech. It just shows up. This type of loyalty is especially evident during tough times, when life hits you unexpectedly, when you're feeling overwhelmed, or when everything seems to be falling apart. That's when you need to pay attention. In those moments, it's not the person who talks endlessly about being there for you, it's the one who rearranges their life without hesitation to make sure you're not alone. Maybe they cancel their own plans without a word. Maybe they offer their time to you without asking for anything in return. To them, supporting you isn't a chore or something they need recognition for. It's simply what they do, because it feels right. This is where the power of subconscious loyalty lies. It's not just a one-time thing. It's a pattern. It shows up consistently through the stress, the silence, and the chaos. They are there, not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. What makes it even more incredible is that subconscious loyalty isn't driven by the need for recognition or praise. It's driven by an emotional bond so deep that it doesn't need external validation. Your struggles become their concern, your joy their quiet priority. This type of loyalty doesn't shout, it whispers, and it's the foundation of true emotional connection. A fascinating study by Dr. John Gottman, a leading relationship researcher, sheds light on the power of these small, quiet actions. In his research on long-term relationships, he found that couples who show loyalty in small, everyday moments, without expecting anything in return, are far more likely to have lasting, fulfilling relationships. It's not about grand gestures or sweeping proclamations of love. It's about the small, consistent acts of loyalty that build trust and create deeper emotional bonds. When someone is constantly there for you without needing the spotlight, it's not by accident, it's because their heart is already committed. Subconscious loyalty, according to Gottman's research, is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction and longevity. It's the secret ingredient in the strongest relationships, the quiet, often unnoticed presence of someone who cares deeply. So when someone constantly shows up for you, when their support seems effortless, when they act without expecting thanks or recognition, don't brush it off as coincidence. These are not random acts of kindness. What you're witnessing is the deep emotional attachment of a person whose loyalty runs so deep that it doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It's already there, working behind the scenes, hoping you'll notice. And if you do recognize it early on, it will change the way you view every relationship in your life. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone's focused on themselves and the next big thing, this kind of loyalty is rare, and it's something you should not only cherish, but also strive to embody in your own life. True loyalty isn't about the big, flashy moments. It's about being there, quietly and consistently, through every storm and calm. If you see subconscious loyalty in your life, comment below with, "I see the loyalty that speaks louder than words." 2. Emotional inconsistency. Emotional inconsistency is a concept many men fail to understand, leading them to jump to the worst possible conclusions. They believe she's uninterested, playing games, or simply leading them on. The result? They walk away, frustrated, bitter, and confused. But what if I told you emotional inconsistency is not a sign of manipulation, but rather a sign of a battlefield raging inside her heart? It's the silent war between her desire to open herself up to you and her overwhelming fear of the vulnerability that could come with it. When you pay close attention, you can see this internal conflict in real time. In one moment she's warm, laughing, fully present, with her eyes lighting up at the very sight of you. Her body language is open, welcoming, and in that moment her heart wins. She lets her guards drop, just enough to feel that magnetic connection pulling her toward you. She's leaning in, letting herself enjoy the closeness. But then, almost instantly, the wall comes back up. She grows distant, cold, distracted. She acts like it never mattered. Don't mistake this for disinterest or a change of heart. It's not random. It's fear. Fear so deeply embedded that it takes over her actions before she can even control them. Her fear is not just of rejection, it's a fear of being exposed, of caring too much and not being cared for in return. It's the fear of trusting again and finding disappointment. Her mind floods with doubts, with memories of past hurts, telling her to pull back, to protect herself, to never risk everything on something that feels so raw and real. You may experience the push and pull of her emotions, but don't mistake it for proof that she doesn't care. In fact, it's proof that she does, perhaps more than she's even willing to admit. If you don't understand this, you'll misread everything. You'll assume she's playing games when, in reality, she's fighting a war within herself. Each time she pulls you closer and then distances herself, she's showing you just how deeply she wants to connect with you, yet how terrified she is of the potential pain that could come from trusting again. Emotional inconsistency isn't a sign of indifference. It's a reflection of a deep emotional struggle. A woman who feels nothing for you will stay steady, distant, and unaffected. But a woman whose heart is at war with her mind will show you flashes of real affection and then retract it out of fear. If you're smart, you'll see this for what it truly is, not a rejection, but a silent cry for safety. She's asking, without saying a word, "Can I trust you with my heart? Will you protect what I'm too scared to offer fully?" Emotional inconsistency, when you know how to recognize it, isn't a warning to run away. It's an invitation to understand, to be patient, and to prove through your actions, not promises, that you're the kind of man she doesn't have to fear. As the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In this context, the enemy is fear. Don't become it. Instead, show her that you can be the calm in the storm, the safe harbour in the chaos. Stay present, stay consistent, and be the man who earns her trust, not by fighting against her, but by standing with her in her vulnerability. So, take a step back and observe. Don't be too quick to judge. Be patient. Understand that emotional inconsistency is a sign of deep inner conflict. She needs a man who is grounded, who can offer her stability. Can you be that man? It's not about playing the game. It's about recognizing when she's asking for something real. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's your experience with emotional inconsistency? 3. Vulnerability in small ways. Vulnerability is not something that's easily shown, especially for men who are taught from a young age to be strong, stoic, and unshakable. Yet, real strength often comes from the ability to embrace vulnerability in small ways. In today's world, where emotional depth is often overlooked, being open to your feelings can make all the difference. The fear of being vulnerable, of revealing what's truly inside, is something many men face. But vulnerability doesn't always have to be a grand, dramatic act. It can manifest in small, everyday moments, and it's these subtle signs that can show a person's heart is open, even if they don't show it in bold gestures. Take, for instance, how someone may listen intently when you speak. In a society where distractions dominate, a person who truly listens to your words and responds thoughtfully is showing you a form of vulnerability. They're engaging with your emotions, your thoughts, your experiences, without trying to dominate the conversation or change the subject. It's these quiet moments of connection that reveal the deepest layers of intimacy, even when they're not openly displayed. It's not about extravagant gestures or saying all the right things, but about paying attention and being present when it counts. Next, think about the moments when someone goes out of their way to show you kindness, even in small, almost imperceptible ways. Perhaps they remember a little detail about your life, a favourite book, a movie you mentioned, or something you've been struggling with, and they bring it up in a way that makes you feel seen. These small acts show a commitment to something deeper than the surface. They're not seeking recognition or praise for their actions. Instead, they are revealing their vulnerability in a way that doesn't demand acknowledgement. It's the kind of gesture that may go unnoticed by others, but it speaks volumes to those who are paying attention. Moreover, vulnerability can be found in how someone reacts when things aren't going well. They may not always express it verbally, but the way they show up in moments of difficulty can be a sign that they care deeply. They don't shut down or pull away. Instead, they remain steady, offering support or simply being there without needing to fix the situation. This quiet support is a powerful form of vulnerability because it's an admission that they're not invincible, that they care enough to let their guard down. It shows that they're not afraid to experience discomfort for the sake of someone else's well-being. In a world that often praises toughness, these moments are often overlooked, but are exactly what make a person real and reliable. You also see vulnerability in how someone trusts you with their fears or insecurities. They may not come out and say it directly, but in the way they share personal thoughts or fears, you can sense their willingness to be exposed. It could be as simple as admitting they don't have all the answers, or acknowledging their worries about the future. Trust is a cornerstone of vulnerability, and when someone lets you see a part of their inner world, it shows you they value your relationship enough to be honest and open. This is especially true in a world where many people hide behind facades to avoid being judged. Vulnerability isn't just about emotional openness either. It can also show up in how someone takes responsibility for their actions. When they own up to mistakes or admit where they've fallen short, it's an indication that they're not afraid to be real. It's easy to place blame on others or make excuses, but the truly vulnerable person is the one who steps forward and says, "I was wrong." It's an acknowledgement of human imperfection, and it's through these admissions that relationships grow stronger and trust is built. In modern life, vulnerability is often misunderstood as a weakness, especially for men. But the truth is, embracing vulnerability in small ways is one of the most powerful things you can do. It takes courage to show up authentically, to listen, to support, to trust, and to admit imperfection. It's not about grand gestures. It's in the quiet moments, the subtle signs, and the acts of kindness that speak the loudest. As you navigate your own life, don't be afraid to be vulnerable in small ways. These actions build deeper connections, foster trust, and reveal a strength that is both rare and valuable in today's world. Embrace these moments and watch how they shape your relationships and your own understanding of strength. You must realize that true strength comes not from perfection, but from the willingness to show your humanity, even in the smallest ways. If you've made it this far, you're already on the path to something truly powerful. Most men stay stuck in their pride, hiding behind masks of invulnerability, never realizing that true strength lies in vulnerability. Don't let fear keep you from embracing your humanity in small ways. Take the first step. Comment below. I will show my strength through vulnerability. 4. Sacrificing personal time for you. When a man is truly invested in someone, when his heart is deeply connected, he will sacrifice his personal time for you, and not just once, but repeatedly. This is not a mere gesture, it's a reflection of his internal commitment, his respect for you, and his understanding of the significance of time. It speaks volumes about the depth of his feelings. Time is the one thing we can never get back, yet a man who is willing to give it away shows a profound level of trust and affection. As the ancient philosopher Theophrastus wisely stated, time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. This sentiment rings true more than ever today. Time is a finite resource, and when someone offers it to you, they are giving you the most precious thing they have. When a man truly values you, he will give you his time without hesitation or reservation. This isn't about fulfilling obligations or performing actions out of duty. It's about a man consciously choosing to invest in you, to be present, and to nurture the connection between you. This is a clear and unmistakable sign of love, and one that is often overlooked. A man who is willing to sacrifice his personal time for you is doing something that cannot be replaced. He is making an active decision to carve out moments from his busy life, to show up for you, to let you know that he sees you as a priority. He will make space for you in his schedule, even when life pulls him in a million different directions. It's easy to assume that his silence or moments of solitude mean he is uninterested or detached, but this is not the case. Sometimes it's in these quieter moments when he is actually gathering his strength and energy to be fully present for you. This act of time-giving is not always loud or dramatic, but it is profound. It is a quiet yet undeniable signal that his heart belongs to you. The fact that he is giving you his time, that he is investing in the moments shared between you, means that he is consciously building something meaningful. In today's fast-paced world, where time often feels like an illusion, this kind of dedication becomes increasingly rare. People are pulled in countless directions, chasing careers, status, and fleeting pleasures. Yet a man who genuinely cares will willingly put all of that aside to spend time with you. He understands that time is an irreplaceable investment, and that every moment shared with you adds value to his life. This is a message, not just from him, but from the depths of his heart. He's making the choice to put down his phone, cancel his plans, and engage with you. This is not something he does lightly. It's a commitment. It's the essence of what makes a relationship solid and enduring. His actions speak louder than his words ever could, showing that you are more than just an afterthought, more than just someone who occupies space in his life. Men often struggle with showing vulnerability, with letting their hearts fully unfold. To reveal love is to expose oneself to potential hurt, and so many men keep their emotions hidden. However, this does not mean that they do not care. It's simply that for them, love often has to be shown through actions instead of spoken declarations. A man who sacrifices time, who chooses to be present, is showing you his heart without needing to say a word. This act of selflessness is a sign of deep affection. Though it may be subtle, it is undeniably powerful. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, said Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher. This wisdom holds true in the way men show their feelings. It's not in their thoughts, but in their actions, that their hearts reveal themselves. His willingness to make time for you means that he is making a conscious decision to place you in his future. He is actively choosing to show that you matter in his life. Time spent together is an affirmation that he is creating a future that includes you. Modern Stoicism teaches us that our actions should be deliberate, purposeful, and true to our values. It's not enough to just feel something. You must demonstrate it through actions. In the context of relationships, this is where the true strength of a man is revealed. It's not about grand gestures or showy displays of affection. It's about the quiet consistency of making time for someone, of showing up when it matters most, of choosing to invest your most precious resource, time, into building something that lasts. This is the heart of modern Stoicism, to value action over mere words. The Stoic man knows that his emotions are his to control, but that doesn't mean he suppresses them. He lets his actions speak louder than any words ever could. He chooses to make time for what matters. So, when he sacrifices his personal time for you, don't take it lightly. Recognize the magnitude of that sacrifice. His time is something he can never get back, and when he gives it to you, he is giving you a part of himself. Don't take it for granted. Understand that this is not just about love, this is a statement of his commitment. Time is the most powerful currency we have, and when someone chooses to share it with you, they are offering you something irreplaceable. It's a rare and precious gift. And if you want to experience this kind of commitment in your life, remember this. The law of reciprocation governs all meaningful relationships. As you offer your time, your attention, and your energy to those you care about, you will see that same dedication reflected back toward you. The Stoics understood this principle well. They lived by the idea that we must not be passive in life. We must be present, intentional, and active in what we value. And in love, that means making time for those who matter. Don't wait for someone else to make the first move. Step forward, offer your time, show your commitment. Time, once lost, is never regained. So when you give it to someone, ensure that it is something worth giving. As you do, you'll find that others will offer you the same in return. The strength of any relationship lies in its foundation, and that foundation is built on the time you give one another. The next time someone sacrifices their time for you, recognize it for the priceless gift it is. Make sure you honor it, protect it, and most importantly, nurture it. Time spent together is the ultimate act of love. Make sure it's something you both value deeply. 5. Remembering tiny details. When it comes to understanding whether someone truly cares about you, it's not always the grand gestures that matter the most. Often, it's the tiny details, the small, seemingly insignificant facts that others might overlook, that hold the greatest emotional weight. Memory isn't random. It's a mirror reflecting our emotional priorities. Every day we are bombarded with countless bits of information, but we only retain the things that truly touch us. What doesn't matter emotionally simply fades away. So, when someone remembers the smallest things about you, things you may not have even considered important, it's a powerful sign of emotional connection. It's a clear message that you've made a lasting impact on their mind, even if they aren't consciously aware of it. Maybe they recall your favorite coffee order without needing to ask again. Or perhaps they bring up a funny anecdote you casually mentioned months ago. Or they remember the name of your childhood pet, or even your strong aversion to a certain type of music. These seemingly trivial details carry immense emotional significance. When someone cares deeply, they latch onto these fragments of you because, in their mind, you've become a priority. They're not just memorizing facts, they're holding on to pieces of you. The more they remember, the clearer it becomes that your presence has taken root in their life. And what's remarkable is that this doesn't require effort on their part. It happens naturally. Caring makes remembering effortless. Men who miss these subtle signals are often the ones who expect dramatic declarations or large gestures to prove someone's affection. They wait for overtly loud expressions of love or attention. But true emotional connection often reveals itself in the quietest, most understated ways. If someone consistently remembers details about you that others might not even notice, it's not just a coincidence or a polite gesture. It's a silent, yet profound expression of emotional investment. And here lies the power of this. Memory builds trust. Every time someone recalls a small moment or detail you've shared, they are showing that your words and experiences matter to them. They're proving that your presence in their life is not fleeting. It's valued, protected, and cherished. By paying attention to this, you'll never again have to wonder about someone's feelings towards you. You'll already know. You'll see it in the way they recall moments that you barely even recognized as important. You'll feel it in the way they hold your life alongside their own. In today's world, where distractions are endless and self-centeredness often reigns, when someone makes the quiet effort to remember the little things about you, it's a rare and pure indication that their heart is already yours, even if they haven't voiced it yet. As the great Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." It's not about grand, loud gestures, but about the quiet, everyday care and attention that make the difference. So, don't overlook the small things. Recognize them, appreciate them, and know that when someone remembers those tiny details, it's a powerful, unspoken sign that their heart is yours, even when they might not have the words to admit it. What tiny detail have you noticed someone remembering about you that proved they cared? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's discuss how these small moments can have a big impact on our relationships. Don't wait for grand gestures. Recognize the quiet signs. If someone remembers the smallest details about you, it's not just a coincidence. It's a sign their heart is already yours. Now, share in the comments. What tiny detail has someone remembered about you that proved they cared? Let's talk about how these small moments can shape our connections. 6. Emotional reactivity. When someone cares deeply for you, their emotional reactivity becomes one of the clearest signs that their heart is yours, even if they're afraid to show it. Emotions don't stay calculated and controlled when feelings run deep. They erupt uncontrollably. If someone's heart isn't involved, you'll notice that they hardly react to anything you do. You could talk to someone else, disappear for a while, or ignore them, and they wouldn't show a hint of disturbance. Their emotional state remains calm, almost as if you're not really a factor in their life. But when their feelings run deeper, even the smallest shifts in your attention hit them like an unexpected punch. A fleeting glance you give to someone else can trigger irritation. A casual mention of another person can make their mood shift. You might notice a touch of jealousy or an unmistakable tension when you're not as available as you once were. These moments aren't random. They signal real emotional investment. The key here is to realize that these reactions aren't intentional, nor are they calculated. They are raw and spontaneous, not crafted or controlled. The person who is scared to fully admit their feelings may try to keep their cool, acting indifferent, as though nothing bothers them. They might try to convince themselves that it's not a big deal, but emotions move faster than logic. Before they can rein them in, those feelings surge to the surface. This is why emotional reactivity is so important to observe. It's not rehearsed, it's not polished, it's the raw, unrefined expression of their emotional state. A burst of anger, a sarcastic remark that cuts a little too deep, or a colder tone when they catch you giving attention to someone else. It's all a testament to how deeply they care, even if they won't admit it. The most telling reactions are often the ones they wish they could hide, the ones that betray their true feelings and expose the emotional struggle underneath. These flare-ups don't signify weakness or immaturity. Rather, they reveal the depth of their emotional involvement, a depth so intense that it scares them. The truth is, they might be angry at themselves for reacting, frustrated that they can't keep the storm inside from spilling over. This internal conflict often causes them to pull back even more, trying desperately to regain control, to shield their vulnerability from the world and from you. It's this fear of showing how much they care that leads to more distance. Too often, we misread these signs. We see mood swings, jealousy, and irritation, and we assume it's drama or disrespect. But we're missing the bigger picture. The person who is emotionally reactive is struggling with feelings they're not ready to confront. Too many men overlook this, walking away when the emotional waves become overwhelming. But when they leave behind someone who cared deeply enough to be affected by their every move, yet didn't know how to express that care in a way that felt safe. The key is understanding the emotional language underneath the surface. Don't mistake the signs of emotional reactivity for weakness. Recognize them for what they are, signs that their heart is yours, even if they're terrified to admit it. In our modern world, where emotional expressions are often masked by stoicism and the pressure to maintain composure, these raw moments are even more telling. Men especially are conditioned to suppress emotions, to remain in control. But life doesn't always allow for such control. When someone's heart is on the line, their emotions surface in ways they can't always suppress. In moments like these, it's vital to pause and recognize that the most authentic, vulnerable parts of us are often the ones that reveal our true feelings. Pay attention to these moments of emotional reactivity, not as signs of weakness, but as signals of how much deeper someone's feelings might go. Recognizing and respecting this vulnerability is a powerful tool in modern relationships, one that can guide you to deeper understanding and connection. The next time you feel that raw, unfiltered emotion from someone, don't turn away in confusion or frustration. Instead, see it for what it truly is, a heart that's afraid to show how much it cares, but is revealing it nonetheless. 7. Attentive listening. In today's world, where noise floods every corner of life, genuine listening has become a rarity. People are distracted, consumed by their phones, their own thoughts, or the need to be heard. But when someone truly listens, when they immerse themselves in your words, it is a powerful, unmistakable sign of deep emotional connection. Real love doesn't simply hear, it absorbs every nuance. Pay close attention when she listens to you. Does she put away distractions? Does her body language shift toward you? Does her gaze lock on yours, unwavering? These actions are subtle but profound. A woman who truly cares listens differently. She doesn't just focus on what you say, but on how you say it. She can hear the pain hidden in your voice, the hesitation you try to mask, the frustration you suppress. It's not just the words that matter. It's the emotion behind them. She notices what others overlook, like the way your tone changes when you talk about something that burdens you, or the way your eyes reveal the weight you carry in silence. Her attention isn't just a reaction. It's a deep, instinctual connection to you, to your heart. She doesn't need to make a show of it because it's genuine. It's felt in the way she responds, the questions she asks, and the empathy she offers. Real emotional intimacy doesn't require loud declarations or grand gestures. It thrives in quiet moments of undivided attention. This kind of listening, this devotion, is rare. Most men chase the dramatic, the obvious signals of affection, not realizing that the purest form of love is often silent, subtle, and unnoticed. Attention is a love language that doesn't need to be spoken. It says, "You matter to me," without uttering a single word. When you experience it, when you feel her mind fully invested in understanding you, know that it's not accidental. It's her heart's way of silently choosing you, consistently, and without fanfare. Don't ignore it. Recognize it. Honor it. This kind of connection is a gift, not one most men will ever experience. But if you're lucky enough to have it, cherish it. It's sacred. Don't let it slip away. Understand that in a world where everyone else listens halfway, this kind of attention is rare, and it means something. It's her heart quietly but powerfully telling you that you're worth it. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching, you're part of something bigger. Drop empowered in the comments below. I want to hear from the men who finish what they start, who stand tall and refuse to back down. Your support isn't just a click, it's a spark that ignites change. Every like, share, and comment fuels a movement, helping men break free from life's chaos. Together, we're rewriting what it means to be a man. Hit subscribe, smash like, and share this video. One share could change a life. Let's build a legacy of strength and purpose. Who's with me?